I'm here with Richard Tapp, the co-founder and chair of CAS, and we're back again talking about practical things that GCs can do to meet their everyday challenges. And I was really keen to talk about this topic in particular because Richard was my general counsel when I was a young lawyer, and this was something that you introduced to our legal team, which was really quite stunning to me at the time, and that was the idea of setting key performance indicators for the legal team. How did you get started doing that? Why did you do that?
Well, I mean, everybody loves KPIs, Becky, don't they? Everybody loves being measured and having to report what they do. No, to be serious, I mean, most organisations will have a framework for measuring what they do, and they'll have that, first of all, to, on the one level, work out how they're spending their money, and secondly, identify, are they successful? As lawyers, that's quite unfamiliar to us. Sometimes, if you're in private practice, the measure sometimes is utilisation, it's profitability, it's how you're spending your time. But in an in-house team, the purpose of KPIs can be quite different. And I think you've really got two things. Firstly, you are saying to the organisation, we see how this business runs, we see what it measures, we think that's sensible, we're happy to be part of that. But secondly, you're saying, well, look, lawyers perform a tremendous, really valuable function in business. It's often misunderstood. It's particularly not understood as well as it can be. How can you draw that out so that the true value and the true worth is drawn? And I think to answer your question about how do you start, I think the starting point is to work out how does the organisation report other KPIs and to look how can you mirror some of those and use some of those. And secondly, to say, well, what are the things that are really valuable about what these lawyers do in this organisation, and how can you make that clear, bring it to the fore?
It's very interesting, actually, because I was having a conversation recently where I had only ever thought that CFOs were interested in the numbers and the profit margins, and this person was saying, actually, they really care about reporting. They really care about having good numbers and good figures that fit into their reporting frameworks. And that's exactly what you're saying here, isn't it? Is that the CFO wants numbers that align with the sort of numbers they're already collecting.
They do. And, one of the things that is always interesting, and in the businesses that you and I worked in, Becky, we knew this in spades because we had different specialists. And what you tend to find is, the CFO will think in numbers, the engineers, the production people will think in pictures visually often. They like diagrams, they like blueprints. And we as lawyers think in words. And that's tremendous. But those are very different ways of addressing the same problem. So if we give people a long verbal description, they may switch off at line 3. If you identify the framework that the organisation normally reports in, and you can copy that, and remember, most innovation is stealing other people's good ideas and repurposing it, then you have a much better chance of that being perceived as something which is helpful.
Brilliant. Thank you.